Hey everybody, welcome back to Battlestar Galactica Remembered. And if you've been watching a lot of my episodes, one of the major questions I keep asking throughout a lot of it is, well, what happened, right? Because there were a lot of changes that occurred in the pre-production and production of Saga of a Star World and all that kind of stuff. And perhaps nothing had more profound effect on the show than the switch to a mini-series, which is what it was originally going to be, to a weekly series. And that affected storylines, stories, character arcs, characters themselves, actors, actresses, the whole bit. And so what we're going to do here is every so often I'm going to have a kind of a weird and wacky question or issue that's still to this day kind of like, well, what is the answer to that question? And so we're going to try to clear a few things up. And so the first one, as you saw in the headline there, is, does Baltar die or not? Because you have this thing where, well, wait a minute, didn't I see him get executed by the Cylons? But then you have, well, wait a minute, in the show, but no, he doesn't. He survives, right? So so the first thing we want to do, and you're going to realize that there's not a real, there is an easy answer, but it's not a real simple answer. All right, so the first thing we do is, well, we go to the TV show, right? What aired on ABC television throughout 78, 79, and obviously in the TV show itself, Baltar, of course, does not die, right? They have that little epilogue that they tacked on at the very end of Saga of a Star World, where they bring him back and he gets to meet the new benevolent Imperious leader. And the Imperious leader gives him the base star and tells him, go after the Colonials, right? And so he survives. And why did they do that? Well, again, part of that was the change. They needed a human face to be a villain. And so they wanted to keep Baltar alive. So that's why in the TV show, as presented, Baltar survives, okay? So there's that answer to the question. Oh, but it's not the only answer to the question, is it? We know. To this very day, and this is why this persists even to now, more than 45 years after the show. To this very day, if you go to the store, let's say, and if you buy, hard media discs and stuff, or I guess if you download, if you buy or you get the standalone Battlestar Galactica movie, okay? Just Saga of a Star World, right? Battlestar Galactica, the movie. Guess what you're going to see halfway through that movie? Yep. Baltar being executed. That's right. Now, what in the world is all that about? Well, remember, that was going to be the original fate of Baltar. In the miniseries, he was going to be executed. That's it, right? Your time is at an end. Boom, they chop his head off. And that was filmed. That's how it was shot. But again, when they made the big change, they revived Baltar, right? They cut that little scene out. They added the epilogue, and Baltar survives in the TV show. But to this very day, the theatrical version of Saga of a Star World, remember, they released it to theaters around the world. That's that shorter, slightly shorter version, the theatrical cut of the movie. And to this very day, the standalone version, that movie version, has Baltar being executed. So there are two versions of Saga of a Star World. The only way you can see that slightly longer version with all the scenes, by the way, it's about a 2 hour and 18 or 19 minute cut. That is with the box set, the series. You can only see it there. If you buy Saga of a Star World by itself, you're going to see Baltar executed. So there are those two versions. So it's not either or, it's both and. Yes, he survives in the TV show. Yes, he's executed in the standalone movie, the theatrical version. So there's your answer. Does he survive or die? Yes, to both of them. Depends on which version you watch. Not the simplest thing, but that's why that issue kind of still persists to this day. There are two versions of Saga of a Star World. So just be careful which one you want to watch. In one, he's going to die, and the other one, he's going to survive. So that's the answer to the story. I hope we've cleared this up a little bit. And remember to subscribe and like the channel if you like the content I've got here for you. Original Battlestar Galactica, long live Battlestar Galactica, and I will see you in the next video.